Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back. So, guys, as part of this session, we are going to talk about how exactly we can identify an element based on its a parent or based on its a child. Let us see a simple example. So, Surendra, what exactly this a parent and a child is, let us see some details about this particular one. So, I'm just inspecting my web page right now. And if you look at this particular div here, okay, if you look at this particular small div here, there is a small thin line. If you see, if you notice here, basically, that's the small thin line, right? And whenever you click on this down arrow, that a thin line is being collapsed, which means that this is the parent and whatever the things that are getting closed will be child. So this is a child, this is a child, and this is the child for this particular parent. Okay, this is the child for this particular parent. And the next one out over there is okay. So that's the parent and as well as the child. And let me show you the another representation here. So this is the parent. Okay, consider that this is the parent, this is the start, and this is the end. So if you look at, okay, if you look at these three HTML tags, okay, all these things are in parallel. Okay, all these things are in parallel, which we treat them as a siblings, basically. Okay, which we treat them as a siblings. These three are a siblings. Okay, perfect. So this is the child element. To this child, this is the parent, right? This is the parent. ID top banner is the parent, and inside that, this is the child. For the ID top banner, there is a mini container, that's also child. For a ID top banner, there is a append to 30. This is also a child. This is what a parent and as well as a child is. Okay, this is gonna be the parent, and these three are the various childs, and these are our siblings. Okay, perfectly all right. Now, what I want to do right now here is let us try to identify this whole chunk. See, this is a landing page container. I don't want to touch it. So I just want to touch this header. See, if you look at this particular header, this particular div, this div is having a class. This class is highlighting the complete information. Okay, and this is a div, and below that there is a UL, and inside the UL, see, basically if you observe this particular UL, that's being prompting, that's being highlighting. See here, this UL is highlighting. Let us take this. Okay, where is this? One second. Where is this container? See, this is the log container. This is the navigation bar. And if you expand the navigation bar, this is the categories. Yes. If you look at it, basically, this is the major div. And inside this particular div, there are multiple LIs are there. Okay, all these allies are siblings, and the parent for this particular one is all these allies are siblings, and for all these things, the parent is gonna be this particular one. Okay, the parent is gonna be this particular one. Okay, perfectly all right. Okay, the parent is gonna be this particular one. Perfectly all right. And then the next one out over there is, of course, the UL is also a parent. Okay, all these things, all these allies are inside the UL, even it's gonna be a parent also. Whether a UL, it is a parent, so this is the parent, and this the above node, these are also parents. Okay, perfectly all right. So now, how exactly we are gonna identify this element, the child element? So right from here, I just wanna start it. So what I'm gonna do right now here is let me create a new file. Okay, let me create a new file. So here I just loaded my editor, and I'm gonna create a new file here. So inside the test, parent, child dot spec dot ts, and from the previous program, copy couple of lines, still closing everything, and put it here. Okay, locate using parent and a child. So here we are working on a makemytrip.com. So let's go back here, update the URL to makemytrip.com. So I'm just updating my URL to make my trip. So go to this and make my trip and delete all of these unnecessary comments. Perfectly all right. Now here we are identifying this as a parent, and from this particular parent, I wanna identify this particular chunk. Okay, so here what I'm gonna do right now is await page dot locator. Okay, page dot locator. So what is this particular locator? This is having a class attribute. Copy this class, and here inside the single quote, I was just specifying my class is equal to, put your class in the double quote. Okay, perfectly all right. So what it's gonna does, this is identifying this particular chunk, and in which you have a further locator where in which you need to identify the further elements. So here this is having a class. Okay, this is having a class. So come back here. This we call it as a chaining, basically locator, and here as part of this particular locator, so here class is equal to, put this particular class. So here what it's gonna does, it is identifying this menu flights, and inside that, if you look at it basically, so there is this flights is a link inside of that particular element. So here get by role, I wanna identify a link. Okay, I wanna identify a link, and the name of that particular link here is, okay, the name of that particular link here is, okay, what it is displaying there? It is displaying flights. Okay, so the name of that element is flights. Okay, perfectly all right. So surround this particular flights with this double quotes. Perfectly all right. Good. On this particular flights, I wanna perform a click operation. I want to perform a click operation. That's it, guys. So if you clearly observe, we are identifying the parent element. From there, we are drilling down to that particular child element. And from there, you are identifying the desired object. This whole chunk itself is a chaining, basically. Okay, this whole chunk itself is a chaining, basically. One locator. So we have identified this one first. We have identified this one first. And after this one, from this, you are going to this one. And from this, you are going to the flights, which is the desired option. This is the way from parent to child. To the child, you are drilling down. Okay, you are trying to drill down. Okay, perfectly all right. So let's go back and let us see how exactly if we can run it, whether it is working or not. Okay, await a page dot a pass. Okay, I just want to add. Let's try to run this particular program right now. So I just pulled up my terminal and I was writing down this playwright text, and here I was using this particular file name in a headed mode. As and when the pass got encountered, this playwright inspector will load for us from where the execution will start. We don't have a command to handle this pop-up, so I was just closing it manually. And now here in this particular screen, let us step over. Okay, so this is highlighting the flights, whatever we have identified, whatever we have created, it's just highlighting the flights. And as and when you click on this step over again, it's performing that particular flights operation itself. Perfectly all right. My script got executed successfully. Okay, my script got executed successfully. So this is the way how exactly we can identify this chunk. And the next way out over here is if you look at it from top, okay, from the HTML perspective, what I can see here. Okay, so here where is this one? Let me show you this. Yeah. So we started from here and from the parent, we came down to the child, right? From the parent, we came down to the child. Now, let us do a vice versa. From the child, let us go to that particular parent. From the child, let's go to that particular parent. In order to go to that particular parent, what is the parent tag name? Here is the UL. Okay, parent tag name is the UL. So here, await page dot locator. And what is the parent tag name? UL. Okay, perfectly all right. My parent tag name is a UL. And my child, what is my child basically, guys? My child is having a text. My child is having a text. If you look at it basically, what is the text for that particular object? Let us, my child is having a text as a flights. So here, as part of this particular one, has text, okay, and it's gonna be flights, okay, it's gonna be just flights. So for this particular child, whichever the parent is there with a tag name as a UI. So what it will happen from this particular child, it's coming to this particular parent. We are on this particular parent right now. So from this particular parent, I can handle. So UL is a parent, and inside the UL, you have a multiple elements. So all those things from where I just want to pick a link which is having a tag name, a link which is having a text as a visa. So here I was just specifying get by role. I wanna identify a link. I want to identify a link by its name, and the name is gonna be visa. And on that particular visa, perform a click operation. Okay, perform a click operation. That's it, guys. So what we have done right now, from this particular child flights, we identified it's a parent, which is a UL. And below the UL, all these elements are there. So from this UL, I am asking it to click on this particular visas. Okay, perfectly all right. Let me try to run this particular program and check it out whether it is performing this action or not. Okay, so this is the chunk. So let me press a step over. See here, the visa is highlighting and the action it got performed out over there. Perfectly all right. So that's the way how exactly you need to deal with a parent and as well as a child. Okay, perfectly all right. Good. Another small chunk. Okay, another small chunk that we need to cover as part of this particular locators is you can define these locators in a much more reusable way. See, if you observe this particular example, right? So here, page dot a locator, this is the one, and on top of it, there is a locator and all those things, right? So you can define it within a constant. Okay, you can define it within a constant and you can use those constants directly. So here, what are we gonna define right now here is, okay, let me define a constant, okay, and here flight locator. And whatever the flight locator is there, okay, whatever the flight locator is there, okay, I can put it here. Okay, I can put it here. That's it, guys. I just ended with a semicolon. And the simple thing is, wherever you want to use it, simply use a flight locator dot a click. That's it. So instead of defining this whole locator within your program, you can define it in a constant and you can use that particular constants dot a click. Either the ways you can define it. Okay, you can define it in an variable or a constant, and you can call that particular constants. There is no much change here. Rather than directly writing down that particular locator, we are just storing it in a constant and we are just using it. So depending on our need, we can use this particular approach as well. Okay, perfectly all right. So these are the various concepts that are related to the locators, guys. Perfectly all right. See you again in the next session. Thank you.